It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Niccolò Machiavelli.
Do you ever feel a quiet ache, like you're trapped under a weight no one else can see? It's the exhaustion of being everyone's hero, the one who fixes, who smiles, who keeps the peace even when it breaks you. You were told that being kind, patient, selfless would make you loved, admired, whole. But what if that's a myth? What if by trying to be everyone's savior, you're only losing yourself? Why do you bite your tongue when someone crosses you? Why do you bury your anger just to keep things smooth? How often have you dimmed your own light to avoid rocking the boat? Here's the raw truth. The world doesn't cheer for those who shrink. It respects those who stand tall, who act with purpose, who can't be pushed around. Machiavelli, often misunderstood, saw this clearly centuries ago. He didn't preach cruelty. He exposed the trap of kindness without strategy. In this video, we'll uncover, with no sugarcoating, why chasing goodness might be holding you back, and how to break free without losing your core. You don't have to turn into a heartless villain to change your life. This isn't about throwing away your values or stepping on others to get ahead. It's about snapping out of the fantasy that just being nice will open doors or win you respect. The world doesn't work that way, and pretending it does only keeps you stuck. If you're fed up with feeling invisible, used, or dismissed, it's time to see the game for what it is, and Machiavelli's got the playbook. Think about the people who hold sway in your world, the ones who walk into a room and own it, who get listened to, who shape outcomes. Are they the ones always saying yes, always putting others first, always avoiding conflict? Or are they the ones who know when to push back, who set clear boundaries, who act with purpose? The answer isn't pretty, but it's real. The world doesn't care about your heart. It cares about your impact. Machiavelli saw this centuries ago in The Prince. He wasn't out to make you cruel. He was showing you the rules of power. If you keep giving without limits, you're not seen as generous. You're seen as a tool. The moment you stop being useful, you're sidelined, and no one feels bad about it. That's not cynicism. That's how people operate. Why does this happen? Because endless kindness, the kind that never says no, looks like weakness. People don't respect what they can take for granted. Those who never stand their ground, who dodge every fight, aren't seen as players. They're seen as pieces on someone else's board. Machiavelli's sharpest insight wasn't about being feared over loved, though that's part of it. It was about being seen as someone who matters, someone who can't be ignored. He argued that respect comes from presence, from showing you have the spine to act, to draw a line, to walk away if needed. This isn't about intimidation, it's about clarity. You don't need to be cold to be strong, but you do need to stop being a doormat. What's driving your need to please? Carl Jung might call it a shadow, a hidden fear of rejection or conflict that you've buried under a mask of goodness. That mask feels safe, but it's costing you. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you chip away at your own voice. Every time you let disrespect slide, you teach others you're disposable. The fix isn't to become someone else. It's to become you, fully, without apology. Start small. Say no once, firmly, and watch how the world shifts. Machiavelli's lesson is clear. Power isn't just for kings. It's for anyone ready to stop begging for respect and start claiming it. You weren't born craving everyone's approval. That need to please, to keep everyone happy, wasn't wired into you. It was carved into your mind, bit by bit, through years of conditioning. As a kid, you learned that fitting in meant biting your tongue, smiling through discomfort, burying your real thoughts to avoid trouble. Be nice, they said. Don't make a scene. And every time you followed those rules, you got a pat on the head, a fleeting nod of acceptance. But at what cost? That habit of shrinking yourself to please others isn't kindness. It's a cage, built from fear of being cast out or unloved. If this content makes sense to you, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you. Why do you feel guilty saying no? Why does standing up for yourself spark a pang of shame, like you're doing something wrong?
It's because you were taught that your worth hinges on how others see you. Carl Jung would point to this as a shadow, a hidden fear of rejection or conflict you've masked with goodness. You call it empathy, but it's often just dodging a fight. You call it patience, but it's avoiding abandonment. From childhood, you were trained to believe that anger, boundaries, or self-interest make you bad, so you adapted, molding yourself to others' expectations to feel safe. But safety came at a price: your voice, your power, your truth. Now, saying no feels like betrayal, and standing firm feels like a crime. That's not freedom, it's a script you didn't write. This fear-driven kindness doesn't just dim your light, it sabotages you. Every time you swallow your frustration to keep the peace, you reinforce a lie, that you don't matter as much as others. Every time you forgive too fast or shoulder someone else's burden, you chip away at your own dignity. The tragedy? You might not even see it happening. You think you're being noble, but you're wearing a mask that's slowly becoming your face. If you keep this up, you risk losing yourself entirely, waking up one day unable to recognize the person in the mirror.
Machiavelli offers a way out. He wasn't about cruelty, he was about clarity. In The Prince, he showed that power lies in how you're perceived, not in how good you are. To break free, you don't need to abandon your values. You need to stop letting fear dictate your actions. Start seeing your kindness for what it is, a habit, not your essence. You can be compassionate yet firm, generous yet strategic.
Machiavelli's lesson is to act with intention, to choose when and how to give, and to never let your worth depend on others' approval. The next step is learning how to shed that mask and reclaim your voice without guilt. You've been told your whole life that being good will earn you respect, that if you're honest and kind, the world will lift you up. But here's the raw truth. People don't care about your intentions. They judge you by how you show up, how you carry yourself. Over 500 years ago, Machiavelli saw through the lie that goodness alone wins. You can have the purest heart, but if you seem soft or too eager to please, you'll be pushed aside. Respect isn't given for trying hard. It's taken by acting smart, by showing you're not someone to mess with. How many times have you stayed quiet when you should have spoken up? How often have you let someone walk over you, thinking your kindness would earn their gratitude? Machiavelli knew people don't act out of fairness. They act out of self-interest, fear, or gain. If you're always the one giving in, you're not building trust. You're marking yourself as easy to dismiss. His advice is to balance two strengths. Be a fox, sharp enough to spot who's trying to use you, and a lion, bold enough to make them think twice before they try. You don't need to choose between cunning and strength. You need both to navigate a world that's not playing fair. This doesn't mean you have to ditch your values or turn cold. Machiavelli's idea of virtue isn't about being a saint. It's about guts, clarity, and knowing when to stand your ground. You've felt the sting of being too nice, being ignored, taken for granted, or disrespected. If you keep acting like everyone's ally in a world full of players, you'll keep losing. Strategy isn't about being mean. It's about deciding how you're seen. It's saying no when it matters, walking away from bad deals, showing you're not just there to serve others' needs. You don't have to let your principles trap you. Machiavelli wasn't out to make you ruthless. He was showing you how to survive a world where perception is everything. Every time you hesitate to defend yourself, you let others write your story. Stop expecting fairness to save you. Start acting like you're in charge of your own life, calculated, confident, unafraid. You can stay true to yourself without being a pushover, and it starts with owning your presence. We'll break down how to find that balance next, so you can be real without being reckless. You've been sold a lie that being good means being spineless, that to prove your kindness, you have to eat every insult, forgive every slight, and keep quiet to keep the peace. That's not goodness, it's surrender. It's letting yourself become a doormat just to wear the badge of nice. If you keep confusing submission with virtue, you'll stay stuck. always giving more than you get, always wondering why no one values you. Real kindness doesn't mean erasing yourself. It means standing tall, choosing who gets your energy, and never letting anyone walk over you. Have you ever felt drained from always saying yes? Ever wondered why your generosity leaves you empty instead of fulfilled? The problem is you've been taught to expect fairness, to believe that if you are good, others will mirror you, but most people don't. They take what you offer and move on, leaving you to pick up the pieces. Machiavelli saw this clearly. In a world full of opportunists, unchecked kindness is a weakness, like waving a white flag in a fight. He didn't scorn goodness, he scorned naivety. You can be compassionate and still say no. You can care deeply and still walk away from those who drain you. True kindness isn't blind, it's deliberate, grounded in strength and self-respect. This shift starts with a hard question. Is your kindness building you up or tearing you down? If you're swallowing anger, accepting disrespect, or blaming yourself for wanting more, you're not being noble, you're being controlled. Machiavelli's wisdom isn't about turning you into a cold opportunist. It's about teaching you to protect your worth. You don't have to give your best to everyone. Reserve it for those who earn it. You don't have to smile through betrayal, call it out or cut it off. You can be fair, warm, and honest, yet still command respect by showing you have limits. That's the power of being firm without being cruel. You're not here to play small or beg for scraps of approval. Respect comes from presence, from showing you're not someone to be trifled with. Stop waiting for the world to reward your sacrifices. It won't. Start choosing when to give, when to stand firm, and when to walk away. You can hold on to your heart without letting it make you a target. We'll show you how to live this balance next, so you can be true to yourself while taking back control of your life. When you finally see how much being nice has cost you, it's tempting to swing too far the other way, to shut down, turn cold, or act like nothing touches you. After years of giving too much, you might think becoming hard and detached is the only way to protect yourself. But that's a dead end. Going from doormat to stone wall isn't freedom. It's just trading one mask for another. You don't need to lose your warmth or your heart to stop being used. Real strength lies in being you, fully, fiercely, without bending to everyone else's demands. So how do you break free without betraying who you are? Start by owning your worth. You've been taught that speaking up or pushing back is wrong, that it makes you selfish. That's nonsense. Letting others silence you while they take what they want, that's the real crime. Saying this isn't okay or standing your ground isn't rude, it's dignity. It's you claiming your space. Next, get comfortable saying no. It doesn't need to be loud or mean, just clear and final. A single, steady no carries more weight than a page of excuses. It tells the world you have boundaries, and boundaries earn respect where endless giving only breeds entitlement. Pay attention to who bristles when you start to change. If someone calls you different or difficult, when you stop bending over backward, that's a clue. Your old role suited them just fine. They liked you quiet, compliant, easy to steer. Your growth threatens that, and that's good. It means you're breaking free. Don't let their discomfort pull you back. You don't owe them the version of you they're used to. Your loyalty is to yourself, to your peace, to the life you're building. Stop chasing everyone's approval. It's a trap that keeps you small. Instead, focus on being real. You might lose a few people, but you'll gain something bigger. The respect of those who value you and the kind of self-respect no one can shake. You're not here to keep playing small or begging for approval. As we move to the final part, you face a real choice. Stay trapped in a cycle of pleasing others, or step up with courage and clarity to live life on your terms. This is where you decide who you're going to be. Let's cut through the noise. How much longer are you going to let being nice drain your life? How many more times will you silence your voice, swallow your anger, or shrink yourself to fit someone else's idea of who you should be? You've been told this is what makes you good, noble, worthy. But it's not. It's a trap, a cage built from empty praise and expectations that keep you small, predictable, and easy to dismiss. You've felt it, the frustration of giving everything and getting nothing, the sting of being invisible despite your efforts. It's time to stop waiting for the world to hand you respect. You have to take it. No one's coming to save you from this cycle. No one will applaud your sacrifices, pat you on the back and say, "You've done enough, now live for yourself." As long as you keep saying yes to everyone, there'll always be someone ready to take more. That's not cruelty, it's just how things work. You've seen it. The more you give in, the less you're valued. The more you please, the more you're ignored. But you don't have to stay stuck. You can choose right now to stop letting your kindness be a leash. You can decide to act with purpose, to stand firm, to give only when it's earned. You don't need permission to put yourself first. This is what Machiavelli was getting at. Respect isn't won by being everyone's doormat. It's won by showing you're not afraid to walk away. You've been asking yourself if your kindness is helping or hurting you. Why you feel guilty saying no. Why you're scared to lose people who don't even see you. The answer is simple. You've been chasing approval instead of owning your worth. Stop expecting fairness to reward you. It won't. Start saying no without excuses. Start choosing who gets your time and energy. Start acting like your voice matters, because it does. You can be kind without being weak, generous without being used, true to yourself without begging to be liked. So, when did you last stand up for yourself without a shred of guilt? When did you choose your needs over someone else's demands? Share that moment in the comments. Tell us when you realized being nice was holding you back. Your story could light a spark for someone else trapped in the same cycle. The world only respects those who respect themselves, and freedom starts when you stop apologizing for existing. If this hits home, follow, subscribe, and stick with us for more.